So here you see that I'm doing the next part of the text. That why did I use Minty is because the next part of the text, they use Minty a lot. And that transition between Harriet Tubman and Minty is confusing for kids. So I am very intentional about the words that I ask students the comprehension students have to give me back, the output students have to give me back. Right? Everything, if there's one thing you have to learn about, or not learn, but remember about working with multilingual students is everything is intentional. Every single step is intentional. Every single thing that we do is intentional. And I frame it through how do we make comprehensible input intentional? How do we make comprehensible output intentional? So this is the thing. Every time you teach something in your class, make sure you have students process. And that's the same thing for adults. So I gave you a concept, a strategy of saying, take the transcript, section it off, putting it into a Google slide or whatever presentation slide, add a visual. And then the next part is add a sentence starter for them to process the content.
Doing that too, Tan, you're really building up that listening muscle and you're alerting the students to pay attention because you're going to ask something after they listen. So instead of just playing it from the start to the end, when they don't have a goal for listening. I mean, really what you're employing is a metacognitive strategy to listening, because I've done a lot of research on the neuroscience behind listening. And one of the most important things you can do is set a goal for the listening and tell students what they should be listening for, at least maybe not in particular, but if they know that they're going to get a chunked part of it and then ask a question about it, they're going to be listening and trying to anticipate what it is that you may ask them about that.
Why do we teach metacognitive strategies? It's so important to multilingual students because we do not want them to become dependent upon teachers. We want them to be dependent upon strategies. If not, they'll become quote unquote long-term English learners. When students become dependent upon strategies, they become independent of the teachers, which is what we actually want.